Out and About TV, travel, adventure, and RVs. Join Sharon and Tom each week as they travel America in a 30-foot trailer exploring and living the RV lifestyle. From trip and product reviews to RV show reports and an unfiltered look at life on the road. This is the show for you. Welcome.
Oh, hello. Hello there. I was just resting my eyes. It's time for another episode of Out and About. Out and About TV with your favorite host, Tom McAuliffe. Good to have you with us. Travel, adventure, and RVs. Going to talk all about it this week. Good to have you with us. I just had a recollection. I was a photojournalist in the United States Navy, and one of my assignments was I was stationed at Chief of Naval Education and Training. And the admiral in charge of that was John Poindexter. Now, you know that name because he got in trouble with Oliver North, Colonel Oliver North, in the basement of the Reagan White House for trading arms to the Contras and like that. He was also head of the Defense Advanced Weapons Agency, DARPA, and very interesting man. But sometimes I would walk into his office and he would be behind the desk and he would be just snoring a little bit. And when I woke up, well, he would say, "Oh, I was just resting my eyes. I was just thinking. I was just." Sleep is so important. It really is. And Americans and Westerners in particular are very sleep deprived. And that's super important to be well rested when you're going to get behind the wheel and that's especially important. Rest is especially important when you're going to get behind your tow vehicle and tow your rig down the road. So be thinking of that. Get some rest out there during those camping trips this summer. Got a great show for you this week. We're going to talk about dehumidifiers. It's summertime, and it's amazing to me. I've got this little rig, but it's amazing to me what just a little dehumidifier can do in the way of changing the air quality in your trailer or your fifth wheel or your motorhome. So we're going to talk about everything from damp rib to big mechanical, not big mechanical, but fairly big mechanical dehumidifiers. We're going to talk about that. We're also just going to talk about the myths. There's so many myths around RVs. Um, and one myth is, and let me get this off my chest, if you leave your light on your trailer, your exterior light on, underneath your awning or on the side of your rig, and don't be surprised if I come over there during the middle of the night and turn it off. There's a lot of us who camp to be able to see the starlight, you know, and to leave your light on all night long is obnoxious. It just is. If you disagree with me, send me an email. Prove me wrong. But I say that leaving your light on in your tent all night long is uncalled for and not very neighborly. Okay? Okay, pumpkin. So we're going to talk about myths that refuse to die. We're also going to have a wonderful RV channel spotlight with Millers in Motion. And then coming up, we are selling the t-shirts, of course, and the new hats. So maybe check that out and send us a picture of your rig and you can win a t-shirt. We'll send you a sticker, Adventure Before Dementia sticker, and enter you in the monthly t-shirt drawing. We need to have a minimum of 5 entrants in order to be able to give the t-shirt away. So get some entries in, your chance to win. And also coming up, we're going to talk about um, next week, we're going to talk about the RV industry. It's in trouble. This is now, I believe, 3 quarters or 3 months rather of declining sales. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're also going to do a wonderful trip report on our trip to the Oregon coast, right above Northern California where you used to live. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful. So thanks again for coming by. We truly appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and buckle up and away we go.
At Out and About TV, we've done the legwork for you, watching, analysing and curating the top RV YouTube channels that cover everything from trailers and fifth wheels to vans and mobile homes. Whether you're a full-time RVer, a weekend warrior, or just a RV curious wannabe, we will help you find the very best channels and provide some unique content of our own. These RV YouTubers have turned their passion into full-time careers, influencing the RV community and even shaping industry trends. Channels that entertain, educate, and inspire with hosts that have the heart of a teacher. Stop by and we will examine what these channels are covering. And it is more than just entertainment. Just consider Out and About your personal digital campfire for all things RV.
This week's YouTube RV channel spotlight shines on a channel that has changed from a pure RV channel to more of a travel channel, Millers in Motion. This popular channel, just like most, focuses on trailers and travel, campground and cruise ship experiences, adventures, and the day-to-day realities of travel or life on the road. What makes the channel appealing is its relaxed, approachable style. The hosts, Ryan and Lauren Miller, a husband and wife team from Texas, come across as genuine people simply sharing their travel experiences, lessons learned, and adventures with viewers. They focus on the best way to travel, whether that's by RV, plane, cruise ship, or anything in between. They are former full-time campers who still love the RV life, but they've expanded their horizons, and the show's focus reflects that. Ryan runs a live event and video production company, and Lauren is a practicing PA, so they balance busy careers with a passion for seeing the world. On this channel, you'll get cinematic travel vlogs and practical guides covering RV travel and camping, often with their dogs, Mishka and Bailey, cruise ship tours, and tips, domestic and international flight and tour reviews. Whether you're looking for luxury or budget-friendly travel ideas, the Millers are nothing if not authentic, and they are here to help you plan your next big adventure. And that authenticity is one of the things that continues to drive the RV YouTube community to embrace the channel. Viewers today are looking for real-world information from real travelers, not polished commercials or canned sales pitches. The channel still covers a wide variety of topics that many RV owners care deeply about, including campground reviews, travel routes, RV living tips, equipment discussions, and destination features. One thing we particularly appreciate is how channels like Millers in Motion help showcase the incredible diversity of the camping and mobile lifestyle. No two journeys are alike. Some people focus on luxury travel. Others prefer boondocking and off-grid camping. Some travel full-time while others are weekend explorers. The beauty of both RVing and travel is that there's no single correct way to do it. Like many successful YouTube RV broadcasters, Millers in Motion also reminds viewers that the mobile life is not always perfect. And that's actually a good thing. Weather changes, things break, travel plans shift, campgrounds and tour bookings fill up. But often those unexpected moments become the stories and memories that people remember most. It's his honesty and the willingness to share both the highs and lows, the occasional frustration. It all helps build trust with viewers and strengthens the recreational vehicle community as a whole. So if you're looking for a good RV and travel channel to add to your watch list, check out Millers in Motion. Spend some time browsing their videos, support fellow creators, and you'll even pick up a few new travel ideas for your own adventures down the road. Because at the end of the day, that's really what the camping community is all about, sharing the journey. I'm Hope for Out and About TV. See you out there.
Hey, every week, tune in. We're going to keep cataloging the best in RV channels on YouTube and tell you what they're all about and save you a little bit of time there. Thanks a lot for tuning in.
This is Sharon with Adventure Before Dementia from Out and About TV. My husband Tom and I are in this venture together, and he has mentioned in some of the earlier episodes, I think, that I recently traveled to Europe and back. And even from the East Coast here, we're in Florida, the western end of Florida. The flights are quite lengthy to get you to Europe, and so I decided that I wanted to purchase something that was a little more supportive and comfortable than just those donut things that you so often see, and which I have a couple of, actually. One's inflatable, one is just already stuffed, and they never have seemed particularly useful to me on flights of any length, really. So I got a recommendation for something called an infinity pillow. And this is the infinity pillow. It's quite long. There, it actually rolls down to a shape about maybe 8 inches across and about, 6 or 7 inches high. And it's, it's machine washable. It's very soft. The fabric is very soft and comfortable. And it worked really, really well for me. And I just wanted to show you and share a couple of ideas for how to wear this. Now, I did see a review from a couple who unboxed it, and the wife just sort of put it around her neck and kind of flipped and X'd it over and put it around her neck again like this and said, oh, it really doesn't provide much support. And in this configuration, no, it doesn't provide much support. It does, however, provide a nice cushion. Let's say if you wanted to just lean up against your airplane window, if you're in a window seat, it does give a nice cushion there for that purpose. Anyways, I used it a couple of different ways, actually. You can actually sink one side down around your waist there and bring it up around your neck, and it provides some support to your back in case you don't have a blanket or a pillow, which many of the airlines don't provide on the shorter flights. That provides a little bit of support. And the most useful one configuration for me was when I wanted to actually get some pretty serious sleep. So I put all of it there behind my head, brought it around like this, longer on one side than the other, and hooked the long end through the short end there, and adjust it a little bit. Oh, I think I'm going to have to pull it over back so that it's fairly tight around your neck, and there's an open loop there. So this actually provides a lot of support to your head. And what I ended up doing was I tucked both hands into this loop, which keeps it tight around my neck. And so I was able to actually sleep practically sitting up, lean back in my chair and, maybe turned a little sideways or the other way, or again, maybe against the window. So this particular configuration, I was able to sleep, I think on the way out, 3 solid hours in this position. So, my hands were just tucked in this loop on the bottom, and that kept it tight. And so my head was well supported, and I was easily able to fall asleep. So that worked really, really well for me. And then on the way home, I tried another configuration because I was supposed to shut out some light. I have an app called Time Shifter, which helps with jet lag. So I won't go into details about that. Maybe that's for another show. So I actually looped this back around my neck like this and brought it up over the top of my head. And you can see the twist in it for the infinity there, and put it over my eyes there. And again, I pulled the bottom down, and so the top was tight around my eyes there, shutting out all light, and actually it was fairly tight around my ears as well to shut out the sound, ambient sound around there. And again, I tucked my hands into the loop beneath there, and that made a very comfortable, there's some cushion there on the side, made a very comfortable way for me to sleep with the light and the sound blocked out somewhat, which was great. So that's just a couple of configurations. You can use this infinity pillow. Look in the comments below for the link to purchase these. You can buy them on Amazon, and I think I mentioned they're machine washable, very, very soft, full of just fluffy stuffing. And you can create your own configurations to help support your head and neck while you're trying to sleep on an airline. Have a great day.
It's time now for this week's feature, RV Myths That Refuse to Die. There are a lot of great things about the RV lifestyle: freedom, adventure, meeting people from all walks of life, and waking up with a different backyard wherever you go. But along with all these great stories and traditions surrounding RVing, there are also plenty of myths, and some of them simply refuse to die. We talked about my favorite pet peeve myth, the myth that if I leave my porch light on my rig all night long, the neighbors won't mind. That's a myth. Today, we're going to separate fact from fiction and take a closer look at some of the biggest RV myths still floating around. Campgrounds, internet forums, and dealership lots all across America all have myths that we need to explore. One of the biggest myths of all is the idea that bigger is always better. Many first-time buyers walk into a dealership convinced that they want to buy the very largest trailer possible. But experienced RV users will often tell you the opposite is true. Bigger rigs can often limit where you can camp. They increase your fuel costs. They make maneuvering more stressful and sometimes turn what should be a relaxing trip into a driving challenge. I mean, if at the end of moving your rig, you're like this, and your hands are sore from gripping the wheel so tight, that should be an indicator. In reality, the best RV is the one that matches your travel style. Some people love giant diesel pushers with residential refrigerators and king-size beds. It's literally moving a small house. They call them destination trailers. Others are perfectly happy traveling the country in a lightweight little trailer or a compact Class B van. Bigger is not automatically better. Smarter is better. Myth one. Another myth that refuses to die is the idea that half-ton trucks can tow anything. I just went through this. I just spent basically 45 minutes on the phone with Ford Motor Company, and I just talked with my dealer and double checked to make sure all my numbers were right. Before we put down, many thousands of dollars to buy a rig, want to make sure that the truck can tow it, right? So another myth that refuses to die, and you'll hear, and by the way, if you hear a salesperson say, "Oh yeah, that half ton can tow anything on this lot," run, run. This one gets a lot of people into a lot of trouble. Manufacturers love advertising their massive towing ratings. But many buyers don't realize that payload capacity is often just a dream, basically. That's flat land, perfectly, yeah, no. I'd say take those numbers from your car manufacturers and cut it in half. That's really conservative, but by the time you add passengers, cargo, hitch weight, tools, generators, bikes, and the rest of it, many trucks simply run out of payload long before they run out of advertised towing capacity. That's why understanding the sticker, let me show you. There's one right here. The window sticker that's on your thing. Get a copy of that. Take a picture of it with your phone. It's got all your information. It's got your VIN number and your weights, everything that you need. So by the time you add passengers, cargo, all the rest of it, you run out of your advertised towing capacity. That's why understanding that sticker inside that driver's door is so important. RV towing is about balance, safety, braking, and control, not horsepower. And while we're talking towing, here's another myth. You don't need a weight distribution hitch or sway control. Dumb. Some people believe that these systems are optional luxury items. They're not. In reality, a properly set up hitch can dramatically improve your towing stability. Your steering feel is better, braking performance is better, and your driver confidence is better. Especially in crosswinds or heavy traffic, emergency maneuvers, the right hitch setup can make all the difference and make a difference between you pulling your rig over safely to the side of the highway and flipping over. Another myth, all RVs are built the same. Oh boy, experienced RV owners know better than that. Although when the industry switched over from screws and nails to staples and glue, that was the beginning of the problems. There can be enormous differences in construction quality, materials, insulation, customer service, warranty work, and long-term durability between manufacturers. So the myth of all RVs are built the same is just that. Some RVs are built with aluminum framing and composites. Others still rely heavily on wood construction or worse yet, Luan is a type of wood. It's very cheap, and you put a little bit of moisture on it, and it explodes. Some companies emphasize four-season capability, while others focus on lightweight affordability. Unfortunately, price alone doesn't always guarantee quality. Used to be, well, I'll just buy the more expensive item and that'll be better. But that's why research, inspections, other owner feedback are so important before signing on the dotted line. Some of the most memorable camping experiences don't happen at luxury resorts. They happen around a quiet campfire beside a lake somewhere far from the crowds and the traffic. Now, here's one that we hear all the time. RVing is only for retired people. As we saw from that survey that they recently done, something like 60% of new RV owners are under 30. So the younger set is embracing RVing in a big way. RV is only for retired people. That, went out the window in 1950. Um, Today's RV community includes young families, remote workers, digital nomads, military veterans, weekend travelers, content creators, and people of all ages looking for flexibility, adventure, and Mother Nature. In fact, many young RVers are drawn into the lifestyle specifically because they want experiences instead of simply accumulating more stuff. They value freedom, mobility, simplicity. Here's another myth. You can save money by ignoring maintenance. That one becomes very expensive very quickly. RVs require constant attention. Roof seals, tires, bearings, batteries, brakes, plumbing systems, slide outs, water heaters, electrical systems, they all need pampering. At the very least, they need regular inspection and maintenance. A tiny roof leak, a tiny roof leak ignored for 6 months can turn into thousands upon thousands of repairs. Tires that look good on the outside may actually be aging internally. Proper maintenance isn't optional in the RV world. It's essential. It's survival. And here's another misconception. You need to be mechanically gifted to be able to own and take care of an RV. Look at, I got all thumbs. I'm not a good mechanic. But even I can get underneath that rig or get up on that roof and do some basic maintenance to protect my investment. While basic skills certainly help, modern RV owners have more resources available than ever before. Some of these mobile techs are just magicians. Plus, you have YouTube tutorials, online forums to bounce stuff off of each other, mobile RV technicians, as I said, owner groups, and campground communities can make reaching out for that information much, much easier. Most RVers become more confident over time simply by doing. And honestly, one of the great things about the RV community is how willing people are to help each other out and share information. Finally, perhaps the biggest myth of all, I want the perfect RV. I'm not sure that exists. Truthfully, every RV is a compromise. We're going through that in selecting our next rig right now. There's trade-offs. No, it doesn't have twin beds. But yes, it does have the one slide. They're trade-offs. Every RV is a compromise, every single one. Some prioritize luxury, others prioritize weight, some prioritize storage, others maneuverability. Some have better kitchens, others have better bathrooms. The key isn't finding perspective. The key isn't finding perfection. The key is finding an RV that fits your style of camping and your budget and your dreams. At the end of the day, RVing isn't about perfection anyway. It's about the journey. It's about sunsets, campfires, road trips, memories, and freedom to turn the key and go wherever the road may lead. And maybe that is the one RV truth everybody can agree on. I'm Tom from Out and About TV. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. Hey, in this week's trip report, let's take a little journey to New York's Finger Lakes. Close, yet far. The Finger Lakes of upstate New York. Ever heard of them? Yeah. I went to the University of Syracuse for a while, and by south of Rochester, west of Syracuse, the New York State Finger Lakes. When most people think about New York, they immediately picture New York City, Broadway, the Big Apple, skyscrapers, taxis, Times Square. But several hours north of the city lies one of America's most beautiful and underrated RV destinations, the Finger Lakes region of upstate New York. The Finger Lakes are a series of 11 long, narrow lakes carved by glaciers thousands of years ago. You know what it looks like if you look at a map? It looks like a tiger or a bear just took their claw and clawed the countryside. From the air, the lakes resemble giant fingers stretching across the landscape, which is exactly how they got their name. The area is known for rolling hills, scenic waterfalls, charming small towns, wineries, boating, hiking, and some of the prettiest scenery anywhere in the Northeast. For RV travelers, it often for RV travelers it offers For RV travelers, it offers a fantastic combination of outdoor recreation, history, scenic drives, and camping relaxation. One of the best things about the Finger Lakes region is that they're truly something for everybody. Nature lovers can explore countless hiking trails, waterfalls, and state parks. Food and wine enthusiasts can tour wineries, breweries, farm to table restaurants. History buffs can visit museums, historic villages, and photographers will find endless opportunities for stunning shots, especially during the fall foliage season. One of the crown jewels, Watkins Glen State Park. This spectacular park features a gorge trail winding past waterfalls, stone bridges, cliffs, and cascading streams. I was surprised at how mountainous the area was. In less than 2 miles, visitors can experience nearly 20 waterfalls tucked into an almost storybook-like canyon environment. You really need to check out Watkins Glen State Park. Nearby, the town of Watkins Glen sits at the southern tip of Seneca Lake and is famous for both tourism and auto racing. The Watkins Glen International Speedway is located there. Wine lovers are going to love this area. They're going to discover some of the best wineries in the nation and why the Finger Lakes region has become internationally respected for winemaking. The cool climate and rich soil create excellent growing conditions, especially for white wines. Seneca Lake alone is home to dozens of wineries, many offering tastings and incredible lake views. And even if you're not a wine drinker, the scenery alone makes the drive worthwhile. The roads winding around the lakes, past vineyards, farms, forests, charming little towns that feel like something out of a postcard. Another must-see destination is Letchworth State Park, often called the Grand Canyon of the East. You've got massive cliff towers above the Genesee River, several huge waterfalls thunder through the gorge below. Like I say, I was very surprised at how mountain-like the area was. The park offers camping, hiking, kayaking, scenic drives, and incredible photography opportunities. So you definitely need to check out Letchworth State Park. For those traveling with families, the Finger Lakes region also offers numerous museums, lake cruises, fishing charters, and plenty of opportunities for swimming and boating during the summer months. RV camping options range from rustic state park campgrounds to upscale RV resorts with full hookups. Many campgrounds are located directly on or near the lakes, offering beautiful sunrise and sunset views. The best times to visit are typically late spring through early fall. Summer brings warm weather and boating season, while autumn transforms the region into a spectacular explosion of reds, greens, blues, well, maybe not blues, but reds, orange, and gold foliage. I always love to go and look at the fall leaves. One thing many visitors notice right away is how peaceful the Finger Lakes region feels. The pace is slower here. The roads are scenic. The people are friendly. And there's a genuine sense of small town Americana throughout the region. If Norman Rockwell lived in a place, it would probably be here. Whether you're sitting beside a campfire looking at the lake, hiking through a waterfall gorge, exploring wineries, or simply enjoying the quiet countryside, the Finger Lakes region of upstate New York offers a remarkable opportunity to see just how beautiful and diverse America really is. If your future travel plans include the Northeast of the United States, don't just drive through New York. Slow down and spend a little time discovering the Finger Lakes. You may end up falling in love with one of America's hidden treasures. I'm Tom for Out and About TV. In this week's product FAQ, we are going to talk about dehumidifiers. Dehumidifiers facing moisture, mold, and condensation. In this week's product FAQ, RV dehumidifiers fighting moisture, mold, and condensation. Sounds like a World War II movie, doesn't it? One of the biggest hidden enemies inside almost every RV isn't mechanical failure, it's moisture. Moisture is the enemy. Whether you're camping in Florida, traveling through the Gulf Coast, dealing with rainy weather in the Pacific Northwest, or simply breathing and cooking inside a small enclosed space, moisture buildup inside a trailer, motorhome, RV can become a real problem very quickly. Today we're talking about RV dehumidifiers. I've got 3 of them. They provide outstanding moisture control. One of the oldest anti-moisture products many campers still swear by is Damp Rid. You probably got 2 or 3 of them in your rig right now or underneath your sink somewhere. Now, if you're new to RVing, you may not realize just how much humidity builds up inside a rig every time you bathe, shower, cook, wash dishes, or even sleep. Moisture enters the air and builds up. Never forget when I woke up one of my first nights in my rig, and the window and the moisture was everywhere. And because RVs are relatively small and tightly enclosed spaces, condensation can develop surprisingly fast. You'll often notice it first on the windows. You wake up in the morning and inside of the glass is covered with water droplets. These are the CO2 that we breathe out all night long. Unfortunately, the moisture doesn't just stay on the windows. It can collect inside cabinets, under mattresses, inside closets, on clothes, behind furniture, and around poorly ventilated corners. It's not pretty. Over time, Moisture and condensation can lead to musty smells, mildew, worse yet, mold, damaged fabrics, swollen wood, rust, and even damage to electronics. That's why most experienced RVers consider a dehumidifier a standard. That's why many experienced RVers consider a dehumidifier. That's why many RVers who know their stuff consider having a dehumidifier as standard operating equipment. It's just as important as having a water hose or a surge protector, in my opinion. Now, there are basically two categories of moisture control products that most RV owners use. The first is a passive method. There are several different products. Camco makes one, and I know Camping World has its thing. And of course, there's the best passive moisture absorption product is Damp Rid. Damp Rid has been around for years and remains very popular because it's simple, inexpensive, and requires no electricity. The product uses moisture-absorbing crystals to literally pull humidity out of the air and collect it as water in its attached container. Pretty cool. For many RV owners, especially during storage season, Damp Rid is an easy and affordable first line of defense against moisture, mildew, and mold. You can place containers in closets, bathrooms, underneath sinks, kitchens, storage compartments, sleeping areas, wherever you need them. They make them in small canisters, and they make them in hang-on bags now, where you can hang them. And honestly, they work surprisingly well. If you've ever checked one after a few weeks in humid weather, it can be shocking just how much water it has pulled out of the air. The downside, of course, is that Damp Rid doesn't actively circulate any air. It works slowly, and largely RVs may require multiple containers. You also have to periodically empty the water. Depending on how humid the air is, I used to have to come in and empty my containers once a week. It gathered that much water. Still, for stored RVs or mild humidity control, Damp Rid remains one of the simplest and cheapest solutions available today. Now let's move on to electric humidifiers. I've got a really cool one. It's a night light and a dehumidifier and air circulator all in one. These small little units have become extremely popular in the RV world over the past several years. Unlike passive absorbers, electric dehumidifiers actively pull moisture from the air using a compressor or thermoelectric technology. For most smaller trailers and compact RVs, many owners use just a lightweight tabletop unit that sits on the counter or the floor. These are relatively quiet, easy to move around, and consume very little power. I don't know if they make a battery-operated one. I don't think so, but that would be cool. One with a solar panel that you could, recharge or something like that. That may need too. Some of the newer models that they've got coming out now include an automatic shutoff feature, digital humidity displays that'll tell you exactly what the humidity level is, timers, low noise sleep modes, LED indicators, built-in night lights, and continuous drain options. For full-time RVers or people camping in extremely humid environments, a large compressor-style dehumidifier may be worth considering. These remove moisture much faster and can dramatically improve the comfortable levels inside the coach. I mean, I'll never forget, I went in one rig, it had no dehumidification, air conditioner was on, And then I went in the second one, and it had a full big dehumidifier. Wow. Air quality difference, major, major. And here's something that many first-time RV owners don't really realize. A dehumidifier doesn't just help prevent mold, it actually makes the air feel colder and more comfortable. High humidity makes the air feel sticky, nasty. I don't like it. Reducing humidity, you reducing humidity often improves comfort even before the air conditioner lowers the temperature. Now, one important thing to remember is that dehumidifiers are only part of the equation. Good ventilation matters too. Good ventilation matters too. Whenever possible, you should use your roof vents, especially when you come into your site and you're setting up. Pop open that thing and let that suck out all that hot air. Run your bathroom exhaust fan when you're taking a shower. Ventilate the rig while you're cooking. Crack windows slightly just to get that airflow going. And allow air circulation throughout the rig. I'm having a little old oscillating fan. One area that's especially vulnerable to moisture is underneath the mattress. Never even thought about it, to be honest with you. And because mattresses often sit directly on plywood platforms, condensation can become trapped underneath with very little airflow. Some RV owners even use moisture barriers or ventilation mats to help prevent mold in these hidden areas. I did. I put one in last season. It's basically just a mat about maybe a half-inch thick of filter material for a furnace or air conditioner system in a house. It's blue. You'll see it in Home Depot, Lowe's. Yeah, and just put that underneath. It's enough to keep, some air flowing underneath the mattress there. Another place moisture loves to hide are closets and cabinets, especially under the sink. Yeah. Just another aside. Take some plastic material and put it underneath the sink on the floor there or on the under the cabinet in case, God forbid, you have even just a small little leak. These particle board materials do not like moisture. They will explode on you. They will expand and explode on you with just a little bit. So it's so bad that basically it's so bad. The fear of moisture with these materials that they're using on this cabinetry in most of these rigs, the fear of moisture is so bad that most dealers and manufacturers are recommending that you do not use a Swiffer moisture mop because it sprays a little bit of moisture. Yeah. Uh, and so another place that moisture hides is in closets, but it's underneath the sink, along exterior walls. During the colder weather months, warm, moist air meets cooler wall surfaces and creates condensation in a big way. Now, let's talk a little bit about power usage because that's really important these days. Small thermoelectric dehumidifiers use very little electricity, making them ideal for campground hookups or even solar setups. Larger compressor units remove moisture faster, but naturally consume more power. And if you store your RV long-term, especially in humid climates like Florida, the Southland, Texas, along the Gulf Coast, moisture control becomes even more important. It is vital. A closed-up RV sitting for months in humidity can develop odors and mildew problems surprisingly fast. That's why many experienced RVers use a combination approach. You use some damp rid during storage, or maybe in the other cabinets under the sink, and use electric dehumidification during active camping. And use good ventilation year-round. At the end of the day, moisture control may not be the most glamorous RV topic, but it can save you thousands of dollars in damage and make your RV far more comfortable and your air far more breathable. And honestly, if you've ever opened an RV and smelled that musty mildew odor, you already know exactly why products like dehumidifiers and damp rid have become essential tools for RV owners everywhere. Sometimes the smartest RV upgrade aren't flashy ones. They're the ones that quietly protect your investment behind the scenes. I'm Tom McAuliffe for Out and About TV. Hey, I want to thank you again for coming by on behalf of Sharon and myself. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Send us an email. Let us know what's been happening. If you've got questions, if you've got comments, suggestions, ideas, send us a picture of your rig. We'll send you back a sticker, and we'll enter you in the monthly drawing of the infamous Out and About TV t-shirt. So don't forget to maybe order your own t-shirt or the new ball cap. There's information there. You can send us an email and send us a PayPal payment, and we'll send that right out to you. Got some shows coming up. The summer Tampa RV show in third week of June. I'll be there. You'll see me with my handy dandy new Out and About microphone, and I'll be interviewing people and interviewing dealers and such like that. So that's kind of exciting. And then, of course, coming up in September, the big Hershey show up in Pennsylvania. It'll be my first time. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Send us an email at that email address down there. We got a lot of great shows coming for you. Also, we have now, almost 25 episodes in the library. So go and check those out and let us know what you think. We really would appreciate that. Summertime is here. Camping season is here. Get out there and enjoy and see your old pal Mother Nature. And we'll see you out and about.
house.